Greetings everyone, and what is this game? I wonder. Four Leaf Studios, I wonder what game this is. It's... Hi, greetings everyone, my name is Tsu-Kun, and today I'm going to play Katawa Shoujo, a visual novel of some sort. I've heard great things about this game, and I decided to get along with it. I've played it before, and I will play it. And to show you a route or two, maybe. One that I've known, and the other one I haven't even played yet. So, without further ado, let's get started. Yeah, this is for Valentine's Day, by the way, so for those that I know, yeah, happy Valentine's Day. Even though it's not there yet. Yeah. So let's go. I gotta practice my voice. Okay. A light breeze causes the naked branches overhead to rattle like wooden wind chimes. This is a popular retreat for couples in the summer. The deciduous trees provide a beautiful green canopy far out of sight of teachers and fellow students. But now in late winter, it feels like I'm standing under a pile of kindling. I breathe into my cupped hands and rub them together furiously to prevent them from numbing in this cold. Just how long am I expected to wait out here anyways? I'm sure the note says 4 o'clock AM. Yes, we are Hisao Nakai, a student of some sort. Ah yes, the note slipped between the pages of my math book while I wasn't looking. As far as cliches go, I'm more a fan of the letter in the locker, but at least this way shows a bit of initiative. As I ponder the meaning of the note, the snowfall gradually thickens. The snowflakes silently falling from the white painted sky are the only signs of time passing in this stagnant world. The slow descent upon the frozen forest makes it seem like time has slowed to a crawl. The rustling of dry snow underfoot startles me, interrupting the quiet mood. Someone is approaching me from behind.
Hi, Hisao? You came?
Hesitating, barely audible question. However, I recognize the owner of that dainty voice instantly. I feel my heart skip a beat. It's a voice I've listened to hundreds of times, but never as more than an eavesdropper to a conversation. I've turned to face this voice, the voice of my dreams, and my heart begins to race. Iwakano, I got a note telling me to wait here. It was yours? Damn it, I've spent all afternoon trying to come up with a good line, and that was the result. Pathetic.
Yes. I asked a friend to give you that note. I'm so glad you've got it.
A shy, joyous smile that made me so tense I couldn't move a single muscle, even if I tried. Wait, what's wrong? My heart is pounding now, as if it was trying to burst out from my chest and claim this girl for itself. Oh god. He must have had perverted thoughts before going here. By the way, I better shut something up. So, here we are, out in the cold. Once again, the wind stirs up the branches. The cataphonous voice is music to my ears. Iwakano flinches ever so softly against the gust of wind. As it passes, she rights herself as if supported by some new confidence. Her eyes lock with mine as she lazily twirls her long, dark hair around her finger. Ooh, me gusta. All the while, the anxious beating of my heart grows louder. My throat is tight. I doubt I could even force a word out if I tried.
You see, I wanted to know if you'd go out with me.
I I stand there, motionless, save for my pounding heart. I wanted to say something in reply, but my vocal cords felt like they've been stretched beyond the breaking point.
Hisao?
I reach up to try to massage my throat, but this only sends spikes of blinding pain upon my arms.
Hisao!
My whole body freezes, saves my eye, which shoots open in terror.
Hisao!
Oh boy. The beating in my chest suddenly stops, and I go weak at the knees. The world around me, the canopy of bare branches, the dull winter sky. Iwakano runs towards me. All these fade to black. The last thing I remember before slipping away are the sounds of Iwakano's scream for help and the incessant clatter of the branches above. Well, what an interesting introduction. Four Leaf Studios presents Katawa Shoujo, also known as Disability Girls, but, you know, I really don't care about titles. As long as it has a good story, I'm alright with it. Yeah. All these people that put their effort into this story. Awesome. It's pretty great. So now, about the routes that I'm taking. Well, I'm thinking about Hanako or Lily's. So yeah. I'm thinking about either of those two. As I said before, I am going to show you a path that I know, and a path that I do not even know at all. Because the path that I know, one of the paths that I know are actually pretty sad, and I'd like to visit it again. While the other one, I'd like to take a little new turn of events. So, I'm going to be playing this game 2 times. Except, I'm going to save it so that I could just save the time for it. So, without further ado, let's go. It's been 4 months since my heart attack. In that whole time, I can probably count the times I left the hospital room unsupervised on one hand. 4 months is a pretty long time when you're left alone when you thought so. I had plenty of time to come to terms with my situation. Arrhythmia. Actually, I've read that in the clinic, so... Yeah, I do work at the clinic as a janitor, so... Lots of doctors leave a lot of books out, and I read them. Because, you know, I'm kind of bored, and it'd be good to learn about it once in a while. A strange word. A foreign, alien one. One that you don't want to be in the same room with. No. A rare, I was about to say rage, condition. It causes the heart to act erratically and occasionally beat way too fast. It can be fatal. Apparently, I have had it for a long time. They said it was a miracle that I was able to go on for so long without anything happening. I know, right? This kid's lucky. Until today. Is that really a miracle? I guess it was supposed to make me feel better, more appreciative of my life. It really didn't do anything to cheer me up. Yeah, it didn't do anything. My parents, I think, were hit harder by the news that I was. They practically have 2 hemorrhage apiece. I had already had my full day by then to digest everything. To them it was all fresh. They were even willing to sell our house in order to pay for a cure. Of course there isn't a cure. Darone. Because of the late discovery of this condition, I had to stay at the hospital to recuperate from the treatments. When I was first admitted, it felt as if I was missed. For about a week, my room in the ward was full of flowers, balloons, and cards. But the visitors soon dwindled, and all the get-well gifts began trickling down to nothing shorter after. I realized that the only reason I've got so many cards and flowers is because sending me their sympathies had been turned into a class project. Of course, maybe some people were genuinely concerned, but I doubt it. Even in the beginning, I barely had visitors by the end of the first month, while my parents came by on a regular basis. Iwakana was the last to stop visiting. Yeah, that sucks. Especially when the girl of your dreams just flies away. After 6 weeks, I never saw her again. We never had that much to talk about when she visited anyway. Yeah. We didn't touch the subject that was between us on that snowy day ever again. The hospital? It's not really a place I'd like to live in. Doctors and nurses felt so impersonal and faceless. I guess it's because they're in a hurry and they have a million other patients waiting for them, but it makes me feel uncomfortable. Yeah. For the first month or so, I asked a head cardiologist every time I saw him for a rough estimate of when I'd be able to leave. He never answered me anything in a straightforward way, but told me to wait and see if the treatment and surgeries worked. So I really observed the scar that those surgeries have left on my chest slowly changed its appearance over time. Think of it as some kind of an omen. Of course it's an omen. I still asked the head cardiologist about leaving, but my expectations are low enough now that I'm not disappointed anymore when I don't get a reply. The way he shuffles around the answer shows that there is at least some hope. At some point I stopped watching TV. I don't know why. I just did. Maybe it was the wrong kind of escapism for my situation. I started reading instead. There was a small library at the hospital, although it was more like a storeroom for books. I began working my way through it, one small stack at a time. After consuming them, I would go back for more. I found that I liked reading, and I think I became a bit addicted to it. I started feeling naked without a book in my hands. But I loved the stories. That was what my life was like. Yeah. Days became increasingly hard to distinguish from each other, differing only by the books I was reading and the weather outside. It felt like the time blurred into some kind of gooey mass I was trapped inside, instead of moving within. A week could go by without me really noticing it. Sometimes I'd pause in realization that I don't know what day of the week it was. Other times all the things that surrounded me would painfully crash into my consciousness through the barriers of nonchalance I had set up for myself. The pages of my book would start to feel sharp and burning hot, and the heaviness in my chest would become so hard to bear that I had to put the book aside and just lay down for a while, looking at the ceiling as if I was going to cry. But that happened only rarely, and I couldn't even cry. Today the doctors come and give me a smile. He seemed excited, but not very. It's like he's trying to make an effort to make me happy on my behalf. My parents are here. It's been a few days since I've last seen them. Both of them are even sort of dressed up. Is this supposed to be some kind of special occasion? It's not a party. There is this ritual the hard cardiologist said has. He takes his time sorting his papers and setting them aside to make a point of the pointlessness of what he has just did. Yup. And then he casually sits down on the edge of the bed next to mine. He looks at me in the eyes for a moment. Hello, Hisao. How are you doing today? I don't answer him, but I smile a little back to them. I believe that you can go home. Your heart is stronger now, and with some... Damn it, Antonio, stop being so... Don't get in my way. And with some precautions, you should be fine. We have all your medications sorted out. I'll give your father the prescription. The doctor hands a sheet of paper to my dad, whose expression turns wooden as he reads it quickly. So many. I take it from his hands and lay to it, feeling numb. How am I supposed to react to this? The absurdly long list of medications stopped. Back at me from the paper seemed insurmountable. They all blend again together in a sea of letters. This is insane. Side effects, adverse effects, contradictions, zero dosage, this and left line with cold precision. I try to read them, but so futile. I can't understand any of it. Tempting to only make me feel sicker. All this for the rest of my life. Every day? I'm afraid that's the best we can do at this point. However, New medications are always being developed, so I wouldn't be surprised to see that list fade over the years. Years? What kind of confidence boost is that? I'd have felt better if he hadn't said anything at all. Also, I have spoken with your parents, and we believe that it would be best if you don't return to your old school. What? Please calm down, Hisao. Listen to what the doctor... Oh, wait. That's a dad. Ah. Please calm down, Hisao. Listen to what the doctor has to say. Calm down? The way he says tells me he knows full well that I wouldn't like it. Am I going to be homeschooled? God damn it. Whatever my concern shows, it's ignored. We all understand that your education is paramount. However, I don't think that it's wise for you to be without supervision. At least, not until we're sure that your medication is suitable. So I've spoken to your parents about the transfer. It's a school called Yanmaku Academy that specializes in dealing with disabled students. Disabled? Nani? Odawa? Wait, I should say Katawa. Whatever. It has a 24-hour nursing staff, and it's only a few minutes from a highly regarded general hospital. Majority of students live on the campus. Think of it as a boarding school of some sort. It's designed to give students a degree of independence, while keeping help nearby. Independence? It's a school for disabled kids. Don't try to disguise the fact. If it was really that free, quote unquote, there wouldn't be a 24-hour nursing staff, and you wouldn't make a hospital between being nearby a selling point. Of course, that's only if you want to go, but your mother and I aren't really able to homeschool you. We went out there and had a look a couple of weeks back. I think you'd like it. Had a look. Yeah. It looks like I really don't have a choice. Compared to other heart problems, people with your condition usually tend to live long lives. You'll need a job one day, and this is a good opportunity to continue your education. This is an opportunity. Don't call it an opportunity. Don't call it a goddamn opportunity. Well, you should be excited at the chance to go back to school. I remember you wanted to return to school, and well, it's not the same. Special school, that's an insult. That's what I want to say. It's a step down. It's not what you think. All the students there are pretty active in their own sort of way. It's geared towards students that can still get around and learn, but you need a little help, one way or another. Your father is right. And many of the graduations of the schools have gone to do amazing things. A person doesn't have to be held back by their disability. One of my colleagues in another hospital is a graduate. I don't care. A person doesn't have to be held back by the disability. That's what disability is! I really hate that something so important was decided for me, but what can I do about it? Normal life is out there in the question. No. It's funny. I've always thought my life was actually kind of boring, but now I miss it. I want to protest. I want to blame this lack of reaction on shock or fatigue. Could easily yell out something now. Something about how I can go back to school anyways, but no. I don't say anything. The fact is, I know now is futile. I look around this room, feeling very tired of all this. Hospitals, doctors, my condition, everything. I don't see anything that would make me feel any different. It really isn't a choice. I know this. The thought of going to disabled school, what are those even like? As much as I try to put a positive spin on this, it's very difficult. But let me try. Clean slate isn't a bad thing. It's not. It's not, Hisao. That is all I can think of to get me through this. At least I still have something. Even if it's a special school, it's something. It's a fresh start and my life isn't over. It wouldn't be a mistake to just resign myself to thinking that. At the very least, I try to see what my new life would look like. And we are done with the prologue, and entering Chapter 1, Life Expectancy. Well, Let's continue. The gates looked far too pompous for what this was. In fact, gates in general seem to do that. This one especially so. Red bricks, black rots, irons, and grey plasters assembled into a whole thing that didn't feel welcoming at all. I wondered if it looked like what a gate for a school should look like, but couldn't really decide. Probably no. Of course, I didn't want to get stuck on thinking about the gate for too long, so I entered through it with a brisk pace that felt surprisingly good. Moving forward feels good. Actually, it does. Really, it does. Trust me. Oh, you don't? Well, let's see. So I walked towards the main building of Yanmaku Academy with this brisk pace. I'm alone, as my parents are taking my stuff to the dorms, and there's supposed to be someone waiting for me. The grounds are incredibly lush, filled with green. It doesn't feel like the kinds of ground that school would have, more like a park with a clean walkway